Back inside Madison Square Garden, the All-Star game has cleared out. The Milrose game, men's 500 meters. Coming up next, the event mark held by Mark Everett. There are Bryan Bronson and Derrick Adkins, two men who have been locked in the history books of 400-meter hurdles running over the last couple of seasons, Larry.
This is one weird distance. I'll tell you, this is really weird. 500 meters, 550 yards, 5.5 lengths of your football field. These guys aren't used to running that distance. Then you throw an 11-lap track in there. Hard to gauge. And the last 100 meters is painful, man. You think it's going to last forever. The only thing that does is a bad movie. These guys have to put up with a bad movie for the last 100 meters, and they're very, very talented men. A loaded field. Darnell Hall on the inside is the world indoor champion from 1995 at 400 meters.
And Tyree Washington, starting in lane 2, was a bronze medalist in the World Championships over 400 meters last year.
The biggest surprise on our team was Tyree Washington. He's got great raw speed, and he goes for the lead.
As Gerald Miles Clark did in the women's 400 meters, Tyree Washington into the lead.
Bob, what he's doing is interesting in watching him here. Now, that's Adkins moving up on his shoulder, and it's Bronson in second place. He's easing the turns, and he's accelerating the straightaways. Nobody has the sprint speed in the field that Washington does. That's an advantage in and of itself. Now, as he approaches the turn, he slows down just a bit and picks it up in the straightaway to make it hard for Adkins to get around him.
Here comes Adkins, but Washington holds him off. Atkins came to this meet back in 1985 when he was 14 years old. His father, Earl, sneaked him onto the floor where he watched Carl Lewis reset the world record in the long jump at over 28 feet 10 inches. And here he is going for a Milrose title of his own, but I don't think he can catch Washington.
Wow. 21 years of age. Boy, America just keeps producing the great talent. The man wants someday to play in the NFL as a wide receiver, and he certainly has the speed. He talks about being either that or a defensive back, but he is focused hard on track, and he said, I've trained well this fall, and he said, I hardly ever missed a day, and it's showing up here. He's poised himself to have a great outdoor season.
A moment ago, I mentioned the All-Star game. That was the NBA All-Star game. You're watching an all-star of track and field. A year ago at this time, Tyree Washington was a relative unknown. Now the world knows him, and he picks up the win at 1 minute, 3.17 seconds over Derrick Adkins and Bryan Bronson.